Welcome to the Monday Kickoff, everyone. As usual, today we're going to have a full breakdown of everything that we can expect in Raid Shadow Legends in terms of events for this week. We won't have a CVC, guys. At the moment, we currently have a 15x progressive chance on some pretty awesome legendary heroes. It's kind of like a Shadow King themed, and no epics in here, but we will have another 15x progressive chance tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm going to walk you through all of the champions in just a second. How I mentioned, no CVC. Now we do have the Community Week's Titan event, which is kind of like slowly coming to an end if you are going for the Mikage Soul. We have the Adventure Deck of Fate that started today. These are the rewards right here. So if you are looking to try and put your hand on some Slayer pieces, is a pretty good event. It's very costly, and I would suggest you to just do your dailies, do whatever you're doing if you're not a whale kraken that's loaded with resources, and you will cash in on a few cards. And it's a good thing because you're basically getting it without doing anything too crazy. Now, they do give 150 points for the Mikage event, so some of you guys might kind of like be forced to get these points from here if you haven't managed to collect enough, you know. The rewards are decent in terms of gear. It is a lot of RNG with these guys, and honestly, you might end up with something good, you might not, but it's going to cost you to complete this event just by leveling up gear, probably around 100 million silver. Now, you will be able to get, of course, other goodies if you hit 3 cards of the same rarity back to back, which, my god, it barely happens. That big soulstone is just looking at me. Then, if you are farming gear, accessories during some different events that we have going on, you will be able to collect points as well. And again, you're basically going to flip a few cards without actually doing anything too crazy. So it's definitely more than welcomed as an extra event. The main goal, of course, is to drain resources. The fusion will start on 9th of May, so it's a bit more over a week, guys. Keep that in mind as well. You do want to preserve resources for it because the fusion will be absolutely solid. You know, it's going to be a great champion that you don't want to miss as long as you have the resources available. So start stocking resources for that. In terms of clan quests, make sure you guys are completing your clan quests if you haven't done it just yet. As usual, I always end up in doing them in the last day as today. And if you got to purchase some more goodies from here, the Chaos Ores are available, the artifacts are available, and energy. Make sure you guys are grabbing that. Do not forget about them. Now, we don't have anything else crazy announced in terms of events and tournaments for the moment. We can quickly check the Plarium play. Then we're going to head over to the 15x progressive chance. So right here, we do have an artifact drop fever event. Another one starting on Friday. This will actually start only on Wednesday, so it's not on at the moment. We are on Monday today, right? Then we have the Deck of Fate going on with the Dragon Tournament, going on with the Champion Training Tournament, and we have the Spider Tournament that is going on at the moment. We do not have a Artifact Enhancement at the moment because basically that is the Adventure Deck of Fate event. It is pretty costly, how I mentioned, but if you are planning to level up some gear anyway, you are basically getting in some points. And it all ends here. We do have a hero patch starting on Friday. So this time around, we won't have a summon rush or a champion chase tournament. We have a hero patch. Most probably, it will give us points based on summoning. We don't really have a lot of information here because they tend to share it with us later. But you're going to be able to get the WEP points for the Mikage event from here. And I'm not expecting it to be extremely easy, so provided you have the hero coins and event keys to do so, I would expect we will have different paths this time around where the keys will actually be more essential than in some of the past ones that were recently. And I'm not expecting necessarily to see a champion as a guaranteed, but they might do it. Who knows? They might do a guaranteed with this hero path. And we had some words on the street about a guaranteed on a Authorian before. Maybe they will put him in the path event. Who knows? I am expecting to have a 2x event this weekend. I think, if I'm not actually no, it's a 15x. We had 2x on voids, so we're gonna have a 15x unless they are planning to do a 2x on primals at the same time. You never really know anymore what they're doing because they're constantly changing the flow of events. But talking about the 15x progressive champions, guys, how you may notice right here on the screen, this is what we have available. They will be helpful for the Mikage fusion if you're trying to get Kira the Watcher. She's definitely not a bad legendary hero. She's just not too insane for endgame. She's decent for progression. That's about it. Martyr, great for the Fire Knight. I'm using Martyr actually quite a bit. And I was not expecting to say it, honestly, but I feel like Martyr's value definitely increased quite a bit since Sintranos and the Fire Knight hard mode. Mighty Uko, awesome legendary. It was part of a fusion in the past, and pretty useful. Not as meta for Arena, but was very powerful for Arena before. Nishak Verminlord, another awesome legendary. He was a fusion for Christmas a while ago. Hegemon, surprisingly, he can still do some work if you're catching some enemies off guard. I actually used him today in Platinum Arena versus a couple of teams. I use him sometimes in Live Arena where they have when they have too many champions that are super fast, and I'm basically throwing out their tank or something to allow me to create havoc, basically, you know. And he can work, but it's more niche nowadays. Ursega Warcaller, she is a pretty solid legendary. Again, not much value for her in here, you know. Like, she can tank. I haven't seen her being used in Arena in quite a while, in the higher end in the meta, but she's definitely very effective in Tag Team Arena and stuff like that. Now, my main advice to all of you guys is skip all this, okay? Skip it. Because to hit the 15x progressive chance heroes is extremely hard. We have an awesome fusion coming on. You're not getting points for the Mikage event. So honestly, I see absolutely no reason why you should engage with this. Honestly, you should just skip it. Unless you really want to try to get that Kira for the Mikage fusion. But the chances to hit that 15x is super low. Then Wednesday, May 1st, we do have another progressive event. This time around, the champions are definitely better. We have Duchess Lily 2, still super powerful. Live Arena, Classic Arena, Hydra, everywhere basically. She's amazing. And yeah, who wouldn't like a Duchess? Then we have Grand Oak Padrake. Very solid for Hydra, very solid for Arena as well. A pretty awesome champion, and yeah, it can definitely be more intriguing. Then we have Eos 3 Dream Song, a recent fusion. Surprisingly, she is up for the grabs for whoever wants to empower her, I guess. Pretty solid. I've told you guys, she's definitely a solid champion, and I'm seeing a lot of different content creators posting videos now like, oh my god, I underestimated her, she's much better than I thought, she doubled my damage in Hydra or stuff like this. Yeah, she's that good. That's why I said for a lot of people it will be a fusion that you don't want to miss on, you know. Yu-Gear the Wire Meter, he was a fusion as well. This really feels like a fusion event more or less, except a few of them. He's not too bad. He was kind of like sold as the anti-revive champion, but he's a decent champion, but that's about it. Then we have Bellatar, guys. A pretty awesome reviver. Definitely not a bad champion. I would personally not like to summon him from voids unless I get him out of a random one void or something like that. But if you are getting close to a Mercy and I would get him, I would personally be a bit disappointed because he's not really bringing anything too crazy to my own account. But for a lot of you guys out there, he will be an absolute beast because he has a pretty good revive. You're getting some Thermiter, you're getting some shield, you're getting increased attack, you're getting increased defense, you're getting some healing. So he's gonna be a great champion for Hydra. He can be great for a lot of areas as a progressive champion, even for Arena. He's definitely not a bad champion. He has this interesting passive too. A chance of decreasing all of an ally skill cooldowns by 1 turn whenever they are revived. So pretty interesting, but to my personal opinion, I don't think he deserves that title of Void Legendary. Let's be honest. And then we have Little Miss Annie, who, by the way, she is a beast since they buffed her a little bit. They fixed her skills, so they're not as conditional. She deals a lot of damage. I would still think she needs a block revive to basically make it work, because she doesn't ignore Stone Skin, ally protection, and all the rest of the of the things. But that is everything for today's kickoff, guys. That's what's going to happen this week in the game so far. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How I mentioned, no matter how good some of these heroes sound, I would strongly suggest you skip these events and focus on saving resources for the fusion. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.